Buitiguyon. Honsu Madagu. Good evening, everyone. Good night. Buenas noches a los amigos. Weme, wedume ba togo moto ha nyimbi banya hulili katige. Kita caravan to. Luma few kate. Leo suze be ya hulili katige. Mege balisi, mege Nicaragua. Buenas noches a todos. Good evening, everyone. Last night, I went to a panel discussion, surviving oppression, Honduras and Nicaragua. It's very interesting. I'm gonna talk with Trevor about it once he gets on. Anoche fui a una discusión de panel. La tema era sobreviviendo opresión en Honduras y Nicaragua. Y yo quiero hablar sobre mi experiencia ahí en la Universidad de Colombia, aquí en Nueva York. So we're going to wait till Trevor gets on, and then we're going to start the conversation. Voy a esperar hasta que Trevor se ponga en sintonía y después vamos a hablar. No puedo ver lu lebi ibri Trevor lu wadumeha. Luego adama guni le nudi be aba adama guni nudi winoga ya tida Columbia University. So wago ba banya hachila ibiri go lubage me wadumeha. Espero que todos tengan un buen fin de semana. Hope everyone had a good weekend. It's getting cold over here in New York. Gomese diliga ya no. Saludos, hermana Nelly. Comunicador garífuna, saludos. Jorge, tiene que atumbrar. Primo de San Gelaya, saludos. Carolina Mariano, saludos a usted. Mabruiga, Buitiguño. Buitiguño, Roberto Mariano, Joseph Flores, Kimberly Palmer, greetings, good evening. Hey, cuz, what's going on? Good evening, Sophia. We're gonna wait for some persons to get on, and we're gonna wait for Trevor to log on so we can have a discourse about the exodus out of Honduras and a panel discussion that I attended yesterday at Columbia University, surviving oppression. Gracias, primo. Nosotros tratamos de subir la conciencia. Estamos tratando de subir conciencia en este show. Thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. We're trying to raise consciousness.
Voy a ir Pablo Blanco.
Buitiguño. Voy en California, so that bang you venga. Yeah, Guño. Yeah, la deli dice ya.
Right. Voy na gambre be mala le man Mabruiga.
Mabruiga que ho. Pablo Gomez, ma wote no mayor, wote te hao no. No go banyen hao no. Like wadume hatuko Pablo Gomez. Francisco Ruiz, puiti guyon. So, lu wadume ni ugui. Fume Exodo nege bete lengu Exodo no lida gaifun. Exodo fulili gati lu merigo. Sagandi aba dame uni le nudibe winoga ya Columbia University. Surviving Oppression, Honduras, Nicaragua. Very interesting. Very interesting, very enlightening. But I was tuned in to the various news sources from Honduras in regards to this migration. And it's not 100 people.
It's a couple of thousand.
It is not
at this
100
point.
people.
It's a couple of thousand.
There was a wave. The first wave was 5,000, from what I gathered.
Okay.
That left last Saturday. They got to the border of Guatemala, of Mexico and the USA, I think today, that first wave. There's a second wave that left on Wednesday, I believe. And that's another 5,000 to 8,000 people.
Okay.
So the way I'm thinking, these are persons coming from San Pedro, the city centers, Tegucigalpa, that just frustrated. Stolen elections, because it's a common narrative that I'm hearing of them saying there's no, jobs, how I'm going to feed my family. And, what is interesting is that I don't think these people realize that there are people here in America that have masters and PhD degrees and can't find work.
No, a bit at the home here.
I don't think they understand that. I mean, Honduras, America is not like it used to be. Like when our grandparents came, like when my grandfather came, my mom's dad came in 1954, there wasn't even any borders. You didn't even need a visa to come to America. And since he knew English and he was a real outgoing guy, he got a job with the Merchant Marine. Well, he came here, he went to night school in Harlem. He got his diploma in Harlem High School. He became a Merchant Marine. And then after that, he just brought his family over here with ease. It wasn't many obstacles.
No, I mean,
I don't think these people understand the obstacles there is to get into this country now. Because in 2014, we seen the Garifuna women, over 100 of them with grillete. They were in detention first. And then they put the grilletes on them, which is a modern day slavery type of thing to track them down. And then, they got to go into federal court here at Brooklyn Bridge to check in. And they have to check in. I think it's daily that they have to check in. And they have they have to go to the federal court like every 3 months. Because they're in the proceedings of being deported.
From the U.S.
Now, how this country is going to handle this mass exodus? I mean, it's a total of 10,000 people that they're going to have to handle. And I don't know how this is going to play out. And another thing, I don't see a lot of Garinagu there. I mean, I understand they are, but I don't see a large sum. I see mostly Latino people who are desperate for a better life.
Well, Baba Claire and Sambu Creek a couple of days ago, they were in Sambu Creek having an assembly talking about how they should empower the community, how they should strengthen the community. And not one person there was talking about leaving, halfway do gig on Honduras. Give it a gig busete hayabi pero dereti bagari ya America y abite home que nyahi la giga ya unity a friend era pero uwa meme tidasi o yabu hamuga hon lu hawad ngumaidu. Ugo leti busiente giga hayabi abide nuka abide ti won. Buseto wayeno hamusu ugunye logo abide la won kala wago habusera hayabi yahon porque es difícil ti bagriya pero negia que ligue buga hafu de chumagu no ladino yengie endura gen pero garinagu yunyu wanya porque nihe muo wama gawana ti wei watu pero ayahi few garinagu yen ke bengu pero abide meme tu won kala wago habusera hamuga hayabi yahon.
Não, você tem muito lu reuni lu haviwa ni America. Você tem hachilo lu reuni idenya la America. Daga gibeti muito yin tem ya a bulo fo ho muito hara ya get. You get that daga way?
But
Ya ti da proyecto head we but the head ya dale aba saga yumo hodi a bulo fo ho muito hara.
A bulo fo.
And we sui ye ni ho muito hara ni hulile. So aba reuni muito oh. Você não tem que ler.
Right. Pero leno você roba na hamoga na super dio hiwa ka tati ubani able ko nile ka engo bay home gari ka engo bay home gigi Honduras kaima milu bien milu lida aba lu wachile ru meriga kai subu dei subusi la home ke la bugu ko la trompo gigi yage ka hasami no bay lu hamoga hengo waibuga merigon de hasago no yengi
Le nagambu be abanege muito lida ke Partido Liberal engo be hon ligue atati bali.
Okay.
Lida ni urue muito le. Pero dale hebi hinyaru hama hesane go tugo buga. Aba hengo hon logo nege damele hachulu ya America lichugo basilio politico ligue hebi be.
Right.
E aí que wisu hinyaru aba na dume dale na dume ha aba hengo no logo togo nege mara in San Pedro sente na hafo ni ahe nege mafu do yenge aba me hafo.
Right.
Aba nege muito anyo aba senhora uru tisani go tachulu beto. Ya.
Okay.
So this is a humanitarian crisis. Like this is a real crisis.
But well, I mean, people have children. There are senior citizens, people who could barely walk are in the caravan. You know, and it's not like they're coming here for health care because they won't come here and get health care. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in a long line to get health care. But what I don't understand, there was someone who made a comment and something that was posted. Hector Zapata posted something, and it was about the people leaving, and it was a video. And a lady said, here in Honduras, we have beans and rice and, you know, our basic necessities are taken care of. Why are we putting our children in danger trying to go to a country where they don't even want us?
That is a true statement. That is a true statement. The way that the government sees immigrants, especially from the Northern Triangle, they think everybody, well, Trump thinks that everybody that comes from that region are criminals.
Right.
I mean, he called Mexicans, you know, bad hombres. You know, there's even a term. So I don't know the way that the Congress is structured right now in terms of the Republicans and the Democrats. Democrats are more lenient when it comes to immigration.
Right.
So they don't have much power and influence in terms of changing policies. So it's going to be interesting how this government handles this wave and the next wave coming up. And I saw a report out about El Salvador having a migration, exodus, a mass exodus.
También. I do. I'm not the only thing, and I know in Hongarinagu. Me belo o mali don able when he left. Me belo o ma. Ay Hagambi and Lebengo be Meriga, Meyage Meriga, Endura, Negara, Wadimalu, Belisi, Mebelo Humalido Abuguni porque le Hasufi way giga and yang, Mama was Sufi and yang porque Gagator to a Wongo. Gagator to a Wongo. I'm recommending that our brothers and sisters who are in Honduras, Guatemala, because they're supposed to be an exodus as well from El Salvador, as Brother Pablo Blanco in New York is saying. And what I'm reiterating right here, I'm in California, and we didn't go into all of that. What I'm reiterating right now is that we don't encourage our people to get involved in this situation because the battle, the struggle that's going on is not ours. You know, Pablo, as you and I speak, and we talk about the discrimination that we face in Honduras as Garifuna people, right? Where we're not even on the political radar in a sense.
This is beyond discrimination, Trevor, because I was talking to my uncle, Dario Ariola, today. I was telling him, Tío, ¿qué está pasando en Honduras? Usted? And then I told him about the talk that I went to yesterday at Columbia University. And I was telling him about my experience. And he was like, oh, no te preocupes, mijo, esa gente son así desde Honduras.
Right.
Ellos son así desde Honduras, meaning that we're not included in Honduras society.
Right.
And I could attest to that because I remember my mother telling me the story of Hector Melendez. He left Aguan in the 50s, how he had to shine shoes. He had to do all type of craziness to survive in Tegucigalpa. It was like hell. I mean, they had Jim Crow laws in Honduras in the 50s, that was used on Garifuna people.
Right.
This happens in San Pedro, in Tegucigalpa, and La Ceiba.
And it happens in Managua, Nicaragua. Just like you and I speak and have said, regardless of where we're at, regardless of our status, where we're at, being in Belize, Nicaragua, St. Vincent, we deal with the same discrimination across the board. But what I want to touch on real quickly is what separates Garifuna people from involving themselves in this whole madness in the first place is that we're not even within the political radar, and the ones that are having problems there, it's not our groups. Now, we have issues like people trying to take our land, right? But Orphan is on top of that in Honduras, and they're taking care of it. And here we are on this side of the border, talking about it, making mention of the Randy Jurgensens, the Patrick Forsyths, the Canadians that are trying to take our land. That's an issue that we have. But what other major issue do we have? We don't have issues with gangs coming into our communities and doing whatever they want to do. Just like the problem in Nicaragua happens in the major city, Managua, and the Garifuna people that lived in Managua, all they did was they went back to the Garifuna villages to be safe. And it's the same thing in Honduras. The ones that are having these problems are Tegucigalpa, Guatemala, where if you are a homeowner in these communities, not only do you have to pay taxes to the government of Honduras, but you also have to pay taxes to the gangsters to live in those communities. So some people are actually leaving the Managuas in Nicaragua. Some people are leaving the San Pedro Sulas, the Tegucigalpa, and going back to the community. They're going back to the villages. Ibuite hun, giribu huma, le yen lube subusi la hun ke busi on one huma. Ahi mabu so habadi hu, abahidi hun.
Pero luti que entende a mani Garinagu abacate. Dale Wedume had luogo inclusión. Adia, que hadugo be wurito ya Martin Luther King. They were looking for integration. And we know that integration failed, Trevor.
It's not good.
It failed.
It's not good.
It killed the black middle class in America.
Yeah. I don't
It
recommend it.
doesn't work in a capitalist system. We
Right.
cannot integrate into the dominant society.
Right.
And no, that's not going to work for us.
No,
It's not going to work for us because they don't see us as far from a human standpoint
right.
in their society.
Right. Right. So the part of the conversation that we wanted to have is, why are Garifuna people not in the caravan? ¿Por qué la gente Garifuna no están involucrados en el éxodo que viene saliendo de Honduras? Y unos dicen que van a salir también de Salvador. Y es posible que si sigue así, que otros países en Centroamérica, Suramérica van a hacer la misma cosa. So it's possible that if El Salvador is going to follow suit and also have an exodus of people leaving and trying to come through, it's possible that other countries in South and Central America will do the exact same thing, right? So do we want to encourage our people to be a part of that? No, that's number one. But why is it that we can actually stay at home and not involve ourselves in that and risk our lives? And rest in peace, Magda Melendez, 18 years old. They throw in Magda Melendez, Guy Gilinu, Abacoro Salina, ya me this video, man, this video, alaba tiro, tirado, pero todo en México. Le llaman el train El Bestia, the beast. They call the train the beast. La bestia. Why are we going to endanger our lives? So why not? As Omar Babaclair says, we have our own land. We should be staying at home. Tenemos nuestra tierra, du Valle. Blanco, y tenemos la oportunidad de quedarnos en nuestra tierra para asegurar que podemos fortalecer nuestra comunidad, porque tenemos recursos ahí en nuestra comunidad, no tenemos que salir.
Pero esta situación nos va a forzar a que nosotros to re-embrace like our
selves.
Garifuna Dual.
Yeah, yeah.
Like to re-embrace our identity.
Luya vice guago du wongo, man.
Ligi.
Yeah. Lula. Ligi hagibi ni lubay gige San Pedro gen Tegucigalpa ya gen lun hagair.
Because Honduras has never been for Garifuna folks. I don't see it. Honduras has not been a place that you could say is very, integration friendly.
Yeah, but
that's not Honduras.
Yeah, but we've known that forever. We've known that
but
forever.
But the thing is that we got so many Garifuna people that try to make that argument that it is.
Right.
And that's a problem.
That's a major problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, mira, ellos van ahí, ain't going to be bang, le bang, but we'll lead that chumag. O lead that hamuga Garifuna.
Nosotros tenemos mucha gente del pueblo garífuna que creen, hay una disolución, que nosotros vamos a ser incluidos en la sociedad hondureña. Y eso nunca ha pasado. Nosotros lo vemos cómo nos trata el gobierno al lado de los casos de Triunfo de la Cruz y Punta Piedra. El argumento del gobierno de Honduras que nosotros somos foreigners. I don't know how you say foreigners in Spanish.
Right. Extranjeros. Sí.
Después de estar ahí 221 años en el país, antes que se fundó la República. Pero somos extranjeros.
Hasta el canadiense Randy Jurgensen dice que somos extranjeros ahí en la comunidad garífuna. Hasta Randy Jurgensen habla lengua y de esa lengua extranjero, pero extranjero, que dicen que somos foreigners. Even Randy Jurgensen, the Canadian, who's actually a foreigner in Honduras, is saying that we're foreigners in Honduras just to displace us.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. Randy Jurgensen comes from an imperialist country, which is Canada.
Yeah.
And the United States. They're the ones that control, what goes on in Honduras.
Right.
And that's part of the problem in Honduras. Honduras doesn't have an identity. Like, what do you know Honduras? What is the identity of Honduras?
It used to be the Banana Fruit Company.
Country.
It used to be the United Fruit Company. But right now, it's
the Banana Republic.
It's known as the murder capital of the world.
Well, first was El Salvador. El Salvador was leading, and then Honduras comes second in Central America and in the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
I mean, Honduras, to me, doesn't have an identity. If it wasn't for Garifuna folks and our work from the cultural side and bringing some level of peace, harmony, and humanity to the country, I don't know what would be of Honduras.
Well, that includes Belize, okay? Because let's call a peach, and let's call an orange an orange. That this problem that we face as Garifuna people is not only within Honduras, okay? Honduras is just a place where, because of the lawlessness in Honduras, it's just overt. It's just dead smack in your face, right? But Honduras, Belize, we deal with the same issue where actually we are at the bottom of the totem pole in Belize. As a people, we're not even considered indigenous people in Belize, right? But when it comes to governorship or whoever is in control, we're at the bottom of that. In Nicaragua, it's the exact same thing. In Guatemala, it's the exact same thing. We're not on the political radar as a group of people by any of these countries, and this includes St. Vincent. Because now I'm speaking with people in St. Vincent, and you know this better than I do, because you've traveled to this country, to our country, and I have not, that the Garifuna people are in the poorer or less developed areas of the community. They don't have the political representation as well. So it's just not in Honduras. Honduras is just where there's a spotlight on this problem.
Well, we've been there, like I said, 221 years. My grandfather, he had to leave because there's no way for him to sustain himself. The blatant racism and the outright discrimination was like off the charts in the 50s in Honduras.
Right.
I mean, there are, some people from the older generation will make an argument that, they have relationships with presidents and elected officials in which they could get employment and so forth. But if you don't have those relationships, how do you survive? You can't. And in today's climate with globalization, people have access to a whole bunch of information.
Right.
And again, we have a lot of people that leave from here and just go, show off this excess opulence and excess that they get from here over there. So that creates, a sense of, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing?
Right. The thing is, Pablo, is as we speak, and the reason Mabruiga Garinagu exists, and Mabruiga is a Garifuna media outlet. Mabruiga es una media garífuna para poder informar a nuestra comunidad garífuna. As we're having this conversation, the most important message that I believe we could share with our community is we are an independent people. Okay? Somos gente independientes. Tenemos recursos, tenemos lo propio para no tener que tratar de ser como ellos o ellas. We have too much wealth as a people. We have too much talent in our communities to want to be like this guy or that guy or that guy. As I forget who I spoke to, but this individual, I believe her name is Erica Antoinette. Erica Antoinette said she's from Atlanta and she will be at the symposium in Chicago. Man, we get a chance to meet her then. She says, stop trying to be a number one this and a number one that and a number one that. How about being a number one Garifuna? You know what I'm saying? In other words, we're a second-class citizens everywhere we go, or third, or fourth, or fifth. But amongst ourselves as Garifuna, we're all first-class citizens. You with me, Pablo? We're first-class Garifuna. Be a first-class Garifuna. Be your best self. And what we need to do is to take our resources, Pablo Blanco, Duvalle Blanco, and encourage our brothers and sisters. Chantel Garcia, you from Belize. Lisa Chamilio, you from Honduras. Pablo, you from Honduras. I'm from Belize. Let's take our resources and empower each one of our communities so that we could be dependent 100% on ourselves, just like the Jews do in Brooklyn right now. Just like they do in Manhattan.
Well, here's the thing, Trevor. We have 78 communities along the Caribbean coast,
right,
of Central America. What if all of us communicated with each other and we bartered with each other and traded with each other? Remember, Marcus Garvey had that template of the Black Star Line of having black trade with each other from the Caribbean, Central America, and eventually in Africa.
Salute, Marcus
We
Garvey.
have to think along those lines because we have land. You're right. We do have land. But the problem is that we don't have capital to work that land or to have it work for us.
But we got people. If son, if you have people, you have capital. It's about 200,000 Garifuna people, and this is not an argument, but this is to show how we have capital. If the Garifuna people in New York City alone, the 200, 300,000 of them, each donated $1, that's $200 or $300,000. Right there. Simple.
Right.
I mean, I'm just talking about $1 a piece in New York. And that's another 30,000 in Houston, another 15, 20,000 in Los Angeles, another 300, 400 in Seattle, another 400 in Chicago, another 200 in ¿cómo se llama? In Atlanta. That's just the United States. And then there's another, 60,000 in Belize, another 30,000 in Guatemala. If everyone just donated $1, all of a sudden we have $500,000 as a people. And then we take a group of leadership that is going to appropriate those funds. And that's what the conversation is going to be about in Chicago, November 9th and 10th. Get to Chicago. Si puedes llegar a Chicago para hablar sobre el tema de cómo podemos formar la unión, que vengas a Chicago November 9 y 10. Right? So we're not migrating because I believe Chutilau Garifuna. We know that we have our own. We just know, just like you said, we don't have the capital to build on, but we have to strategize with what we have, Pablo.
No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And the whole thing is that how do we get 100, 200 Garifuna persons on that same mindset, on this same nation building mindset? Because that's what we're doing. We're building a nation.
There's 15 of them online.
We need to build a buffer system against capitalism. Because us as a people, we're socialists. We're socialists as a people because we care about each other and ourselves. You know, so we have to find that blend of socialism and capitalism.
Those people, look, those people are online right now. We have J. King Lopez, we have Joseph Flores, Juan Carlos Sanchez, Selena Herrera, Robert Mariano, Ariola Roches Wallamagu, Joseph Flores again, Sandra Miranda, Francisco Ruiz, Omar Fernando, Marlon de Suazo, Armando Máximo, Tomás Castillo Núñez, Calixta Martinez, Nelly Van Dyke, Comunicador Garífuna, Ligia Moreira, Estela Ariola, Morenita del Pueblo, Carlos Castillo, Julio López, Tommy Estrada, Jamaicana Colón, Betty Roches, José Martín, Jumalali Fernández, Arnold Noel Castillo, Isme Luisa, Gladys Martinez, Ana Castillo, Lisa Chamilio, Gina, Hector Zapata, Chantel Garcia, Jay Take Action, Edwin Omar, Johanna Olivia, Celio Ordonez, Lisa Chamilio, Cynthia Cayetano. These people are online. These are the solution. Each one of you that are watching us right now and listening to us right now, you are the solution. Other than Pablo, myself, you are the solution. You are the ones who, you are the greatest resource that we possess. You. Because you care enough to even tune in to listen to something that is of significance. You hear me, Pablo? Because when where people are talking about significance, people don't tune in. You know, when people are talking about bullshit, then people line up. You understand? But when
people want to get away from reality. Reality is rough,
hey,
Trevor. Reality is rough.
We're going to slap them
people
back
do not
into
want to deal with reality. People do not want to deal with reality. And reality is, wherever we are, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala,
right,
we don't have any political, economic, social,
none,
equity,
none,
whatsoever.
None.
So why even try to promote these countries? We got to rely back in ourselves. We do that by embracing Garifuna Dual.
Right. And, and the disclaimer
we gotta
is,
go back to that.
Right, and the disclaimer is this. We're not saying be anti that country. We're not saying be anti-Belize, anti-Honduras, anti-Guatemala, anti-St. Vincent, anti the United States. No, we need to love and appreciate these countries for certain reasons. But we are saying be pro-Garifuna to make sure that we empower ourselves. And the 15 people that are watching right now, I'm sure you have children, right? Pablo, are we trying to strengthen you and I, or are we trying to strengthen unborn children? Are we trying to establish Garifuna institutions for unborn children?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I could never look at my son in the face. My son is 14 years old. He's about to go to high school next year. I could never look at him in the face.
Salute.
And having the opportunity to do something to empower the community. If worse comes to worse, let's say that Garifuna people lose everything in terms of land and language. And then my son one day asked me 20 years from now, Dad, you knew that this was happening to Garifuna people. What did you do?
What did you do? What were you doing in 2009 during the coup d'etat in Honduras?
When he asked me this question in 2038.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You know that Garifuna people used to exist in Honduras,
right?
And etc.
And they own land.
Them? What happened to them? What happened to that culture, Dad?
Right.
I could just imagine that. Right. So this is like the sense of urgency that I have within myself, right, and trying to uplift and empower and do what I can for the community.
Right.
Because I know that conversation is coming down the line.
It's coming.
Like that. What do you do?
Yeah, like we have questions now.
I wasn't dancing puta all the time.
Yeah, right.
I was not dancing puta all the time. Even though I like dancing puta, I was not dancing puta all the time. We got to find that balance, Trevor.
Right, bro.
To find the balance. We can't be dancing puta all the time. I like doing them things. Yeah, even got a Garifuna shirt. I got like 3 of these.
Right,
I got the Wanaragua outfit.
Right.
In my closet.
Right.
You know? There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to like politically being involved, I gotta see as many people that I see at the parties involved in these things. And
Yeah.
that's my beef.
Yep. Election
That
November
we don't
6th.
spread ourselves as Garifuna people in stuff that actually affects us.
Right. Right. Significance. You know what I'm saying? Something that could actually impact the community. Something that can actually take us to a higher level of operation as a people. And look, individual success as a Garifuna, round of applause to each one.
That doesn't mean shit, Trevor.
Yeah,
Excuse my French.
No, I'm with you.
Individual success does not mean shit because we got dudes with PhDs,
Yeah.
chicks that got PhDs that